back to the channel, survivors. Today we're diving into the Cryopod update for Ark Survival Ascended. As you guys are probably aware of by the time of watching this video, a brand new update is dropping into the game with the massive game-changing shift to cryopods for PvE and PvP players. So without further ado, let's jump right in. As I'm sure you are aware here, ever since the release of Ark Survival Ascended, players have absolutely hated and complained about the way cryopods perform and function. A lot of people across the board do not like all the restrictions and limitations that they've put on cryopods, and every single update, every single feedback moment, players are constantly saying that they want this to change and revert back to the settings for ASC. Well, it looks like Wildcard has officially listened, and hopefully they're going to continue to listen to the players' feedback and enact the changes that players directly want. So starting us off swinging here, let's talk about the big one, and that brings us to PvE on the official network. Guess what, guys? They have officially released all restrictions, meaning there are no restrictions to cryopods anymore. Gone are the days you have to bring a cryo fridge with you, maybe some foundations, hopefully found a spot to place it, try to get it as close as you can to a cave. I mean, you name it, whatever strategy you've come up with to work around these restrictions, well, now they're simply lifted here for the official PvE network. Players should have the ability to place their cryopods wherever they want, and including the strategies for the caves. Now you can bring a larger creature than what fits in the entrance of a cave, throw that cryopod down when you get inside, and then boom bada bing, you should have no problem, an easier route now farming out these caves. And as exciting as that is, obviously I know there are two sides of the community, right, when it relates to PvE, not just PvP players, but in PvE there is a large portion, I'd probably say the majority, that did, end up relying on this mechanic inside of ASC to run these caves efficiently, especially if you're a solo player versus a larger tribe. But I also know that there's another portion of the community that doesn't really like this ability. They didn't like it. They thought it was kind of cheeky. They really wanted to go by with, whatever size creature would fit through the cave. It kind of just adds more to the challenge, more like realistic experience. I mean, you name it, I get it. I understand both sides of the argument, and I can see both sides from different perspectives, but nevertheless here it's a big W, and it does show the developers are listening, at least here, to the PvE community. Now for PvP, things are a little bit more nuanced, alright? So starting as of today, one of the requirements that players have been plagued with for the PvP network is not only do you need a cryo fridge within range, but you also cannot have any enemies within range, and a lot of strategies and tactics for the official PvP network actually abuse this, or not, I shouldn't say abuse it, but they've strategically used it to their advantage by placing a pawn or placing somebody within range of the cryo fridges, or something of that sorts, to not allow the enemy, whoever you're trying to raid or take over, throw out a cryopod. Well, that officially is gone, because as of today with this cryopod update, they're taking that restriction away. You no longer have to worry about enemies being in close proximity, although you still have to be within range of a cryo fridge in order for you to use a cryopod. Although I do think this is a big change here, and it's going to massively affect the official PvP network, I'm just not quite exactly sure how often these stars will align for players to really use it to their advantage. And what I mean by that is, obviously, if you're going in to raid a base, or maybe your base is getting raided and you have some cryopods maybe in your inventory, or maybe in a cryo fridge near you, whatever the case may be, like, clearly you could use them and throw them down even if an enemy is in close proximity to help you defend against the raid, which that part I'm on board with, I get. However though, how often does that actually happen? Like, isn't one of the top priorities right off the get-go anyways to take out the cryo fridges, take out the power of a base, their defenses, I mean, all of that sort of thing? So I'm not exactly sure if it's going to make a massive difference for the official PvP network, or if it's just going to have a little bit more strategy or finessing when it comes to tribes now going into a raid. I don't know. I personally don't really play PvP, so if you guys have any insight or what your thoughts are on this, let me know down below in the comment section. But in general, it is going to still be a massive change here, and it does signify that Wildcard is listening to their community, even if it has taken months for them to actually enact some changes related to the cryopods. And with me stating my opinion, I want to know yours, man. Let me know down below in the comment section. Are you guys on the official network? Are you playing a PvE or PvP? And do you guys agree with these cryopod changes? Maybe you've been playing ASC ASC until these changes were actually enacted. Does that mean you're officially now going to be jumping into ASA for the very first time? Let me know down below. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe here on the channel for everything Ark Survival Ascended related. Also, if you guys haven't checked out the brand new news related to three new vehicles being added into Ark Survival Ascended as early as next month, you can do so by checking out this video you see here on screen.